Thank you for all the questions that you send. I love it. So, the question this week that was sent was, how come our relationships with the concepts of social media and time has changed into more of only a transactional relationship versus a heart-to-heart connection? What happens? How come now everybody that I talk to, they're like, well, I don't have time. I got to figure out why would I want to talk to somebody like that? Is that person useful? How are they useful for me? And how should I kind of use that relationship for something? And it was upsetting for the person who was writing to me, and I wanted to know, what has the world come to? Well, I can see that, looking at it from a negative place is we don't feel we're connected, or we don't feel that we are uh, being valued for who we are. And maybe we're only being valued for what we do and what we can offer people. And maybe people feel used or even abused, and not necessarily be given the respect and the value that they deserve. So, on the negative aspect of it, I can see where this would be an experience that the person would have. On the other side, I also want to share that almost all relationships are transactional relationships. There is a give and take. Even when we talk about a parent-child relationship, there's definitely still a give and take. And relationship by nature is a two-way street where people give, receive, and usually give what they are best at and they're skilled at, and they usually connect it to people who can give them what they need, and that's how usually we start with either our friendships, which is a mutual benefit or a mutual space that we're there and experiencing, even if we're part of the transaction is giving each other love. The commodity is still the love, the connection that we have together, the time that we spend, the learning that we get from each other. So you can really see that overall relationships are transactional. Yet, how is it that we can feel the human to human versus human to object, or just that is taking care of one person's need and not necessarily taking both people into account, is important to have in any of these relationships? The part that maybe before we used to have a very small group that they were our family members, our neighbors, or somebody we worked with, and those are pretty much the only people we were around. And now with the accessibility to social media, to with technology, we have access to so many other people who might be part of our connectivity, and the group who are there that we need to relate to. So, has the world come to a place, as this wonderful woman was saying, and she doesn't like it? No, the world has really gotten connected in much more in many, many ways. But is it that internally we may not feel connected? And then I will ask, how is it that I have become disconnected with people around me? Have I isolated myself? Have I closed my heart? Am I afraid? Am I scared? Do I not want to, put myself out there and connect with people? Is it that the concept of feeling used or abused is something that I've experienced my life? Maybe I have been used and abused before and I'm not complete with that. Maybe I don't know how to set boundaries appropriately, or don't know how to assess how to, spend my time, the limited time that I might have, into different types of relationships. And then what is it that I can agree upon in relationships where I can see that both of us are being fulfilled in this relationship? So it's important to see what type of relationships I have, and what do I want to create in each one of these relationships. What do I want to create with relationship with myself? The time that I have alone. What do I want to create when I am in relatedness with my romantic partner, my mate, my husband or wife? What is it that I want to create with my family members, my children, my siblings, my parents, my cousins, and then my friends, and then people who I know at work or people who I socialize with. Who are the other people who I network with, which is basically just for the matter of, work and connecting with each other in the area of career. So if I can see all of these areas and have a defined space of how I can be and create something within that space, then it's much easier to communicate, clarify my relationship and the nature of the relationship with whomever is in my life. And when I'm clear, then I can articulate what my needs are and what this relationship can be and negotiate and co create that relationship with the other person. So the expectations can be much more clear and agreed upon. And therefore, it could be a space where people can grow together. And if there's unfulfilled expectations, maybe they can talk to each other and clarify and kind of like complete and reconnect so that this kind of feeling left out, only used and abused when needed, and not felt like I'm being seen or heard, it's going to be minimized in any of those relationships. So I hope that um, you create first a love towards yourself, and then get clear with your intentionality of what it is you want in a relationship, communicate and create it, and be selective, be very selective with the amount of time and energy that you have in how you're going to share your love, your essence, and who you are, and the gift that you have. Thank you so much for sending me all of your questions. Send it to me in all of the social media so I can be here for you. Thank you for listening.